So I've decided to make a change in how I buy fashion and how I buy my clothing, and while I've been trying to make this change, I've done some research to kind of figure out what's like the easy, most realistic way to first approach this. As I was researching how I can make my change in how I buy my fashion, I found that there are 3 main categories of sustainable fashion. There's the first one, sustainable, ethical, and slow fashion. So what I've been trying to do is try to at least check off one of these boxes when I make a clothing purchase. So for example, the first category is sustainable. Sustainable focuses on how this clothing was made. What impact does it have on the environment? So basically this is how the cotton was grown, were there any chemicals or pesticides when growing this cotton, how much excess or pollution came from dyeing the fabrics that you're wearing, and how much water went into making that product. I know that for a basic pair of jeans it takes like 30 or something gallons just to produce one pair of jeans. Like, that's ridiculous. Brands that focus on being sustainable in this way and the impact on the environment are a very good checkpoint to cross off. A good example of this is the brand Reformation. On their website, they break down specifically per style, per item, everything they have to offer, what impact the production of that clothing had on the environment. I think that's so great because it's like anything you buy from Reformation, you already know you're checking off one of the 3 boxes. The next category is ethical fashion, and ethical fashion deals with the impact on human rights. Basically, ethical can be broken down in where was my clothing made, how was it made, who was it made by, and if a company can cite exactly who was making it, how much those people were being paid for making your clothing, were they under good working conditions, that already checks that box off. So a great company that does this is the clothing brand Synergy, and Synergy focuses on providing the best working environments for the people making your clothing and making sure that you know where your clothing can come from. So it will specifically cite the garment factory in Indonesia that they get their products from, but this garment factory is sustainably held, it's not going to collapse on them, they're being paid a livable wage, and categories like that. And the third category is slow fashion. Now this is the one that's, I feel like, the easiest done because it doesn't require too much of changing brands or changing what you're familiar with. Slow fashion is just trying to lengthen the lifespan of the clothing. Have you ever purchased something and then you're like, why did I buy this and I only wore it once? Or I spent $80 on this dress and all I wore was for my graduation, or that trend, I'm over it, doesn't look as great, but I can't return it now. This is where slow fashion comes in, because a great example that I personally have started to make the changes on Poshmark. Poshmark offers so many well-known brands like Topshop, Brandy Melville, Zara, Kate Spade, Paige, AG, all well-known, more expensive clothing brands. And what they do is that these are people who no longer want that they feel like, it's still in good condition, I don't want to just necessarily donate it, there's still kind of a value to it, so they sell it secondhand. And I think this is a great resource because there's so many times where I'm like, oh my god, I just want this one type of style, I know that I'm probably not going to wear it very much longer, I don't really want to spend $70 or more on it from Topshop. I can just search it on Poshmark, buy it from someone who has already purchased the item, therefore it's lengthening the time. Instead of just buying a brand new one yourself and letting the other person's item just, sit in their closet, they're giving it a chance to be in your closet and to have a longer lifespan. And I think that's really cool that we can kind of just collaborate on Poshmark and be like, I don't want this item anymore, or this item didn't fit me quite as right, but I can't return it now. Instead of just donating that item, give it to someone who actually wants it and who can wear that at least a couple more times. I've been trying my hardest to focus on those 3 categories and at least trying to check off one box. So whether I bought a Topshop item or I bought a new pair of Vans, I'm gonna buy them off Poshmark. Or if I'm looking for something that it's gonna last me a bit longer, like I'm really into bodysuits, I'm gonna try to find an ethical or sustainable brand that offers bodysuits that are made that way. As long as you're trying to cautiously tick at least one of those categories, you're doing better than just going to Forever 21 or going to H&M or going to Topshop and spending your money. But if you are guilty like me, and I love Brandy Melville and I love all the styles they come out of, I'm gonna try to find what I want from Brandy Melville on Poshmark. This is an easy way to sort of begin my journey against the fast fashion industry and just start thinking, like, what am I getting when I'm buying this? Is it sustainable? Is it ethical? Am I slowing the lifespan? Easy peasy, 3 steps you can easily start doing now. And also I've been thinking a lot of very well-known department stores carry sustainable brands. I just discovered that AG jeans are ethical and sustainable. So bam, that's 2 categories right there. Yes, I'm probably paying a little bit more for their jeans than I would at, Topshop or Forever 21 or Zara, but at least it's crossing off 2 of the categories. And jeans are something I wear every day. Like, I'm gonna want to splurge a little bit more because I'm gonna want to be able to wash them more than like 10 times before I have to buy a new pair. This is just some food for thought. It's some research. I thought I would update you on my journey and things that I found out recently, and hopefully you can incorporate that little checklist into your life just to make yourself a little bit more sustainably conscious. My Poshmark is still open. I still have great listings on there. If you want to check out anything from my closet, the link's below. Again, I offer great deals. I offer, bundle specials. So if you're interested in that type of thing, I would definitely look below. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I've been super engaged on Twitter and Instagram lately. So make sure to check those out, and I hope to see you guys next week in my next video.